Ali Life Live is helping you prepare for a disaster before it hits. The Central Pacific hurricane season begins this Saturday, and you want to make sure you have everything in hand if and when a storm hits. Joining us is Norma Kopp, the Director for Senior Medicare Patrol Hawai'i. Mahalo for joining us.
Mahalo, Pia.
So SMP helps protect our kupuna from Medicare fraud, and we're going to try to get to that in just a bit. But first off, SMP has a special tool to help our elderly prepare. Tell us all about this.
Senior Medicare Patrol, or SMP, which is part of 54 programs across the nation. We're federally funded and managed by the State Department of Health. We have this wonderful tool in preparation for emergency disasters, evacuations, and so forth, called My Healthcare Tracker. And it allows kupuna and caregivers and older adult children and their mo'opuna and everybody else to help kupuna stay on track with their medical, dental, etc. appointments. It also allows kupuna, when they're writing things down or checking to see that their statements that come in the mail from Medicare, called Medicare Summary Notices or Explanation of Benefits, are accurate. They can use this checkbook sort of tool to go across and compare with their Medicare statements that come in the mail. So you have a list of physicians, other medical providers. You also have an appointment section in this booklet. You also have what's so important in the context of emergency preparedness and planning is a medication list, Melly. We can talk about that in a moment.
So how did SMP create this plan for the kupuna?
Well, as we know, $60 billion every year just on reported claims go in misleading Medicare, deception. This is all called fraud. This intentional, the intent to bring down not just older adults, but the program itself. So what we want to do is make sure that we use these kinds of tools. $60 billion is a lot of money. And we don't know all the unreported claim value because some people don't want to report things because due to shame or guilt. So we want to make sure that Medicare for our children, our grandchildren, is around and available to them as well, not just right now. As you probably know, by 2030 in the state of Hawaii, 1 in 4 will be 65 or older, making the population 1/4 kupuna. And by 2037, 500,000 people will be qualified for Medicare.
Wow.
500,000 of us.
Million.
In 2037, that's just right around the corner. So we want to be sure this program is there for us, our children, our grandchildren. And this is the step to do. Take control, use the tracker, contact SMP and let us know how we can help you prevent, detect, and report fraud, abuse, and errors.
Yeah, so you talked about the medication list, right? It's basically like this is the diary. What should you have in there?
Okay, so what we should have is all your current medication so that we can easily point to it, or you can easily point to it in the event of a disaster. You can say that this is what we have, this is when I started, this is my dosage. So in preparation, we should think about 2 weeks worth of medication and medical equipment. Some of us are getting cancer treatment, some of us are on dialysis, some of us need our medication refrigerated. Do we have an ice cooler, generator? There's a lot to do to prepare for this, but once we, like anything else, have a plan, we're in a better shape, avoiding a disaster on top of a disaster.
Wow. What else does SMP do for our kupuna?
Excellent question. We provide free services in the way of counseling. It's confidential, one-on-one, about anything to do with, suspicious activity, I'm not sure. Can you hear my concern? Yes, we can do that on the phone, email, etc. We also have presentations. We go out and we present on a variety of topics to help people get informed and make the right decisions so they're empowered. Another one is that we are at exhibits. Some of us, you can see our tables. They're bright mango. They look very beautiful.
I like all of this.
Yeah, it's all about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And yeah, swat the bugger. We want to make sure that we are empowered, not feeling like we don't have any place to turn to. Our SMP office is ready to help you, and we should be a go-to source for Medicare information when it comes to errors and abuse and fraud. When it comes to Medicare counseling in general, I'd like to mention our sister program, Hawaii SHIP, which stands for State Health Insurance Assistance Program, is there for you to compare health plans, etc. And we also are sister programs to the Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program, which is all about licensed long-term care and making sure our residents in these state licensed facilities across the state are safe, respected, and their best health interests come first.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Norma. And thank you to SMP for taking care of our kupuna, our treasures. Mahalo, Norma, for joining us.